Well, hi everybody. I am Scott Lenny, founder and owner of Control-O-Matic. We make the PoolWarden and Mini-Warden pool and spa chemical controllers. And today we are going to have the first in our series of little training seminars on the operation and how to set up and program and actually install a PoolWarden. And Bill and I, well, I'd like to introduce Bill Lascelle, our national sales manager. He will be doing the training and I will be behind the camera, but you'll hear my voice from time to time as I ask him questions.
Hey guys and gals, or pool professionals. My name's Bill and we're going to teach you how to use the PoolWarden in a series and Mini-Warden in a series of infomercials that we're going to put together right here. Today we're going to show you how to hook up a pigtail and why it's important to learn how to do that, to be able to easily hook up your equipment like your pumps and your solenoids so to control your pumps, which is basically a female extension cord to pump in to put your pumps on or your other equipment.
Now, why would you want to use a pigtail?
Because it's easy to plug it in to the controller without having to hardwire it to the controller.
Why don't you show one of the feed pumps down there behind you on what you would have to do to that if you were not going to use a pigtail?
This is a example of a feed pump that you would put liquid chlorine or liquid acid in for pH control. And you can't plug that into the controller. So what the design is to plug it into the pigtail that's hooked there. If you were to do this by itself, let's say on a mounted one, you would have to cut this cord. You'd have to cut this cord, and then you'd have to put little ferrules on the end of it. And then you'd have to feed that through. And then if you ever need to replace it, you'd have to do the same thing with the replacement unit. By putting a pigtail on, you can use standard plugs, plug and play. And it's also nice for when you want to test it, you could hook up a little light to it and make sure the relay's working by just plugging the light on here and making sure there's power here. That's a simple way to do that. So let's go ahead and move forward with installing one of these.
If you order the pigtail when you order the PoolWarden, are they already pre-installed?
Yes, and they're pre-installed by the factory with this key one. It looks just like this. Costs are very low for this, so it's really well worth it for you guys putting on the mounted or ordering your controllers that way. So with that, what do you want to always do when you do electrical work? You want to turn off the pool controller.
And
there you have it.
You also want to
unplug it
because the voltage is still at the connector.
Oh, okay, good point. Scott points out that there's voltage right there, so if I touch that, I could shock myself. So I want to come over to the source and unplug that controller. So now I'm safe, ready to go. Typically you feed your components to the very back, and if this cable gets in the way, you can just pull it off and you're ready to go. So feed that up through the pigtail here, or the strain relief, and then you can tighten the strain relief a little bit so that the thing doesn't fall through, but you still need it a little bit adjustable. So then we need to find the relay that you want to put it on, and there's, in this particular case, this is a PoolWarden Dual. It has 8 relays, so you want to find the relay you want. There's a COM, there's a VAC, and then
the first 4 are dry contacts, and the next 4 are the pH and ORP relays. Since you put that in the second spot, that would go to the second relay next to pH 1, so that'd be ORP 1, further to the right.
We want it right here.
Right.
Right. So we have a ground, a neutral, and a live. So it's going to be black, white, green, and so we just use our little screwdriver, and you have to have a small screwdriver to do this, and you loosen the little screwdrivers, the little nuts or little screws. What do you call these, Scott?
We call them, yeah, what do we call them?
Yeah, terminal
just
blocks.
loosen them.
So little screws on the terminal blocks, and so as you can see, I just slid the green in. I'll tighten that down. I'll slide the yellow in. I mean the white in. Open up a little more. Won't behave. There we go. Screws, loosening those on the terminal block. Opens the little compartment underneath it. As I tighten it, it's going to tighten back on that little ferrule. So you don't want to over tighten them, you don't want to under tighten them. Nice snug tightness. If you over tighten them, you'll break the terminal block. And there we go. Nice and neat. Then you come back and really tight, and you're good to go with your installation. And remember, PHORP for Pool 1, PHORP for Pool 2. ORP can handle most of your sanitizers, like a liquid chlorine pump or a solenoid to a tab feeder. But if you're going to control a salt system with this, you would not power your salt system through this controller. You would use it as an on-off switch, and that's always explained in your salt system instruction manual. All right, I think that does it. We'll go ahead and close this up. There you go. All right.
Why don't you plug in the pump and let's manually turn it on.
Manually turn the pump on. Good idea.
So plugging it into the pigtail.
Plugging into the pigtail. Because the relay's not on, we'll go ahead and hit the up arrow to see if we have flow. Hit the back. You can also hit back again to our service menu. Hit enter. Relay manual mode. So when we hit enter, you gotta scroll down to ORP, and there we go. Starts, and it's on for 10 seconds. As we're rolling it, you can also hit that and turn it off. Hit it back on again, and you're good to go. So now we can test the fact that we have power to that relay. You can also put a little light to it. I usually get one of those power indicators, those 110 little power lights that tell you if you have it hooked up correctly. There you have it. Control-O-Matic at control-o-matic.com, and you can call us at 530-205-4520. Thank you.